You have to trust in God at all times, not just when life is good, not just when prayers are answered quickly, but when things are silent, when doors close, when nothing makes sense. Trusting God is easy when the road is smooth, but real faith is revealed when the road is uncertain. Today, this message is for anyone who feels tired of waiting, anyone who is confused, anyone who is doing their best but still wondering, God, are you really working? Many people trust God with conditions. We trust Him if things go our way. We trust Him if the outcome makes sense. We trust Him if the pain doesn't last too long. But God was never meant to be trusted only when life feels comfortable. Trust means believing even when you don't understand. It means saying, God, I don't see it, but I know you do. Faith is not about clarity. Faith is about confidence in God's character. There will be moments when God seems silent. No sign, no answer, no change. But silence does not mean absence. God often works quietly. He shapes us in moments we think are empty. He strengthens us in seasons we think are wasted. What you call delay, God calls preparation. What you call waiting, God calls building. One of the hardest parts of trusting God is letting go of control. We want timelines. We want guarantees. We want certainty. But God often asks for surrender before He gives direction. Trust is saying, God, I release what I cannot control, and I place it in hands that never fail. Peace comes not from having answers, but from knowing who holds the answers. Trusting God is not only for big decisions, it's for daily life. Before you leave your house, before you go to school, before you step into work, before you face people who don't understand you, trust God with your effort. Trust Him with your future. Trust Him with outcomes you cannot predict. Do your part faithfully and let God handle what you cannot. Even now, God is working. Even when you don't feel it, even when you don't see it, every closed door is protection. Every delay has a reason. Every challenge is shaping your character. God is not late. He is intentional. And when the time is right, what He has planned will make sense. Never met. Not because it doesn't exist, but because it only shows up when pressure is high, when excuses are tired, and when quitting feels easy. That version of you doesn't complain. It adjusts. It doesn't announce moves. It executes. And here's the truth no one says out loud. Your future isn't waiting on motivation. It's waiting on alignment. Alignment between what you say you want and what you're willing to do when nobody's watching. See, confidence isn't loud. Confidence is calm. It's waking up and doing the work without applause. It's showing up even when the mood says not today. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they negotiate with discomfort. They start asking questions like, is it worth it? Can I do this tomorrow? What if I fail? But winners ask different questions. They ask, what happens if I don't? What does my life look like in 5 years if I stay the same? Who am I becoming with every decision I make today? Let me tell you something powerful. Small disciplines practiced daily will embarrass talent that shows up occasionally. You don't need a breakthrough. You need consistency with conviction, because success doesn't come from dramatic moments. It comes from boring routines done with excellence. The days you feel invisible, those days are building you. The nights you choose discipline over comfort, those nights are shaping your future. And yes, there will be days you doubt yourself, days you feel behind, days you wonder if anyone notices your effort. But hear this clearly. Progress doesn't make noise at first. Growth is silent before it becomes obvious. That's why you must learn to clap for yourself, to keep going even when the room is quiet, to trust the process even when results are delayed. Because one day, without warning, everything connects. The habits, the sacrifices, the lonely focus, and people will call it luck. But you'll know the truth. You earned it. So today, decide something. Decide to stop waiting for perfect conditions. Decide to stop explaining your dreams to people who don't water them. Decide to move like someone who knows their time is valuable. Walk with purpose. Speak with intention. Act like your future self is watching. Because it is. And when doubt tries to visit, don't argue with it. Outwork it. When fear shows up, don't run from it. Use it as fuel. And when success finally knocks, answer the door with humility, confidence, and gratitude. This is your season of focus, your season of growth, your season of becoming. Don't waste it. Don't you dare stop here. Not after everything you've survived. Not after the nights you cried in silence. Not after choosing growth when comfort was calling your name. You didn't come this far to pause. You came this far to prove something to yourself. Right now, this moment is where most people quit. Not because they're weak, but because progress feels invisible. And that's the trap. The hardest phase of growth is right before things change. You don't feel stronger yet. You don't see results yet. But something is happening beneath the surface. Roots grow in the dark. Nobody applauds roots. But without them, nothing stands. If you're tired, rest. But don't retreat. If you're doubting, breathe. But don't turn back. You owe your future an honest effort. There is a version of you waiting on the other side of discipline. Calmer, sharper, unshakable. That version is built every time you choose focus over distraction. Every time you keep going without validation. Every time you say, "I'll do it anyway." Let them underestimate you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them doubt the quiet grind. Silence is not weakness. Silence is loading. One day, your consistency will speak so loudly you won't need to explain a thing. So tighten up, refocus, and take the next step, even if it's small. Momentum is built one decision at a time. You're not behind. You're being prepared. Today, make a decision. I will trust God when life is clear. I will trust God when life is confusing. I will trust God when prayers are answered and when they are not. Because God is faithful. God is consistent. God is good at all times. You don't need to see the whole path. You only need to trust the one who leads it. Trust in God at all times. If this message encouraged you, share it with someone who needs strength today.